What up? It's Kimstrology, back with another video, some more tea. This time, I'm moon ruled, so I'm always gonna keep us updated on these moon transits. Okay, I could be fickle with my schedule. Please excuse me, but I am gonna try to consistently post once a week. Typically, we'll be focusing on astrological placements around here, and teaching and learning different areas of the chart in our psychology, and even later on getting into synastry. But I'll also be keeping up with certain transits that I feel are significant, as I so choose. So anyway, speaking of which, we have the Scorpio full moon coming up. Okay, so Scorpio is water ruled. The moon is a water planet. So Scorpio is very much so at home with the moon. It operates very strongly, representing the 8th house, Pluto, as well as Mars influence. This is about sex, passion, endings, new beginnings, transformation, aggression, intimacy, psychological awareness, digging deeper into the truth, taboo topics such as astrology, and everything in between, just intense life topics when we're talking about the full moon being in Scorpio. And the full moon brings culminations, acknowledgments, endings, and or new beginnings already on its own. So with that being with it being in the sign, a transformation sign of Scorpio, we're going to expect a lot of changes, a lot of forward movement regarding our emotional life, our financial life, depending on what area we have Scorpio in our chart. And depending on where the moon is sitting for us in our charts as well. You got to look at the aspects. It's about transformation as well in its own way, about breaking you out of old energies and the stuck old patterns, ways that we used to live that are no longer serving us, by initially sort of making us uncomfortable or just bringing us an event that's very boom out of nowhere. Okay, so with the full moon opposing Uranus, we can expect lots of like I said, a lot more change to our structure, our physical life, our day-to-day, because Uranus is transiting Taurus, which is an earth sign. So it's a lot about our food, our resources, what we put onto our bodies, our daily routines. It's not about our daily routine, but about what we consistently kind of work at, and what we value, what we possess in the here and now. So there's a lot of going on about possession, about his and hers, and about other people's money, about finances, sex, death, transformation is huge. I know we have DMX that just passed recently, and he's a Scorpio. He has actually some strong Scorpio placements. He has Mars in Scorpio, as well as Venus, I believe. So God rest his soul. I know he was a big staple in his community, and I'm pretty sure that this full moon definitely had an effect, or was there. We can look at his chart and see a correlation between the timing. But again, new beginnings, new stages, just like he's going on to a new phase. We will all be moving on to new phases, depending on where this full moon hits us. So let's just break it down and go through the houses, shall we? So starting with the first house, full moon in the first house in the sign of Scorpio could bring change to your physical appearance. You could get a tattoo. You could decide you want to go on a drinking binge, or smoke a lot of weed, or go drink. I wouldn't even say downer, because Scorpio energy is very much so more heart, fast paced, heart palpitating, heart pounding, fast paced energy. So I'd say that you're kind of living on the edge, walking on the wild side, and just coming out very mysterious to others, or there could be certain secrets that come to light regarding you and your identity, your life, your love life, because the first house does because this full moon is aspecting your 7th house as well. Your romantic life, your partnerships, your relationships in general shall be highlighted, but more so the more intense ones. Any relationships or any parts of you that you feel are old and worn out, and you're kind of over it, this will be the time when you're shedding that snake skin right now. 2nd house, finances, structure, resources, value, self-esteem, what we put into our body, organic foods, sensuality, skin, touching the skin, This is the Taurus house. So with a full moon being in this, lighting up this house, this is indicating some kind of ending to how you make money, some ending to your financial standing. Like this would be a time when you maybe don't have to work so hard. Like you could end up getting like a bonus check because this is a financial sign. Scorpio going into a financial house, the second house. And since the second house is more about resources that we earn on our own, and we're having a full moon in Scorpio, which is about other people's money, and it's about endings, new beginnings, you could very well see yourself like quitting a job, getting a pension, living off of benefits, or taking on a new job where you have to like basically be financially responsible for a loved one. Because again, like Scorpio is about intimate relationships, and you know, those close to us. Like this is like even like marriage partners as well. Third house, full moon being in the third house, in the sign of Scorpio, this could see an ending or a highlight to how you get around locally, your local neighborhoods. You could decide to move because the moon does represent real estate. You could decide that you know, like I'm no longer feeling it here. I want to move across town, see what that's like. It might be nicer over there, or now my job is changing up, so now I need to move. Or my spouse, because again, Scorpio represents intimate relationships and intimacy. You could decide that you and a spouse are better off living closer to where they work, or you could quit your job because a spouse is getting paid more, and find yourself just in a different location, a different environment. You could get the money for a car at this time, or you could decide that you want to save up for a car at this time. You could lose a vehicle, or one could get repossessed, or something with short distance travel could change. Relationships with your siblings could change. There could be a fallout with one, or a neighbor, or a friend, an uncle or an aunt, because the third house represents those things as well. Or a marketing campaign could see a lift off. You could basically launch a new project on your social media feed, or you could change around your website and change how people view you completely on the internet, or how, as far as like your business ideas go, or your creative ideas. You could have been working on something in recent weeks and find yourself being like, you know what, I'm scrapping that, I'm starting all over. I don't want that anymore, it's boring. Fourth house, full moon. We have decisions this could be you deciding to move. This could be you deciding that you finally have enough money saved up, or you finally get a bonus check to be able to move. You finally get some money unexpectedly, or an outside source for which you didn't necessarily have to work very hard for, or hard at all, could come through at this time. And it could be the funds that you need to basically update your living situation. You could feng shui it, you could switch things around in your home and make it look completely different. This could be a time when you're like cramping and kind of like irritable. You could be just irritable or feeling like a little bit more sensitive, because the fourth house and the moon correspond with each other, and they both represent femininity, sensitivity, emotional awareness, and motherhood. So these things could be of topics for you around the time of this full moon. Fifth house, we have Scorpio. So there could be big changes regarding your pets. If you're having trouble regarding your children or pets, you can see those troubles clearing up. You could see like a problem that you had, or some kind of curiosity that you did have regarding your children or pets, or your romantic life, or a fling that you're interested in. You can see that those things clear up, or you get the full culmination. You get like a full clarity on those things, because the moon is going to shine a light, right? So it's going to give you some kind of awareness that you didn't have before, that's going to catapult you into some change regarding this area being your fifth house, because the change would be Scorpio, which is influencing this. So again, like changes regarding your children, your pets, but more so like bigger pets, animals, your fling or your romantic interest. You can see yourselves deciding like you want to like get closer, or move in together, or share resources, or open up a bank account together with the bae. It can play out something like that. Or again, sex is a great time to get it in and not leave the bedroom, and just wear nothing more than like a little lacy string or another, some champagne, some honey, and some strawberries, with cream and strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. Sixth house. We have the full moon in Scorpio hitting the sixth house. This could be changes to your health. You could figure out a health problem or concern get solved, because Scorpio is about like that psychological awareness, right? And like diving deeper until it figures things out. So with it hitting this area in the full moon, it could definitely feel like you're gonna be emotional, like, oh my God, I finally figured out what was ailing me. I finally figured out where that strange rash was coming from. This would also be a time regarding your small pets that you decide to change things up. Your routine changes. You end up kind of being more nurturing around this time with your smaller pets or your routine, or just being a little bit more emotional around this time, because maybe something regarding your everyday life and your work routine could be changing. You could be like, oh man, I'm really gonna miss you guys. You could be changing work, or quitting your job, and you're feeling like, wow, this is really big. I'm gonna shed a tear, dude. Like, 7th house, full moon in 7th house, renewal, new beginning or ending to a relationship, or contractual agreements, or business partnerships, or if you were going back and forth to court, you can see that you finally win that case finally. You can get super emotional about a partner at this time, or a sexual partner could come into some money, or there could be some kind of emotional dealings with you and a romantic partner, something regarding your relationships with other people, your relationship with the public. You could be more well seen, viewed in a different light, something about how you're portrayed or how you're viewed on a public level could experience a major change, because this is Scorpio. We're talking about transformation, and the full moon could be lighting up, like I said, like your relationships with other people, your relationships with women, your business partnerships with women at this time could be highlighted. There could be some endings and or new beginnings, or big changes regarding like your relationships with other people and how you make money with other people, or how you share your resources with others, or with one particular relationship, to be specific. 8th house, so Scorpio represents the 8th house. Definitely be big changes regarding like sex, death, crisis, transformation, big life changes that could be on an emotional scale for you. This could be something that could be like a positive though. This could be something where you feel like you've been poor for months because you've been kind of taking care of an ailing parent, and all of a sudden their health sees a turnaround, and you're able to kind of like go back to work full time, and you're able to make better money to support your family as a whole. Or something regarding like your family and your finances, because the moon does represent women and like the family and the mother and the roots. So I'm kind of seeing some kind of change regarding these things. It doesn't necessarily have to indicate a death. It could indicate a family changing, or a family member that's going through a big change that's going to affect you on an emotional level. They could be moving. They could be moving to another state. They could be having a baby. They could have won the lottery, and now they're deciding like, you one person that's been holding me down. I want to hold you down, cousin. 9th house. So we have the house of spirituality, philosophy, adventure, freedom, long distance travel, foreign affairs, immigration. So a full moon in Scorpio in this house could see a change regarding these areas. So if you have a parent or a mother that is foreign or lives far away, there could be a positive update regarding her paperwork or her immigrant work, or like her citizenship, something like that could change or update to a point where you're like, oh, okay, wow, like you can end up getting the money for an immigration lawyer. You could end up getting money to be able to go on some kind of spiritual retreat. You could end up deciding like, I'm changing my belief system. I no longer believe in Christianity. I'm atheist. I'm no longer an atheist. I praise the Lord now. It could be something like that, something big regarding your major belief system and your perspective. This is going to be huge, because your belief system is like the bee's knees. It's like your everything. So with a full moon in Scorpio there, expect a lot of changes that are definitely going to make you emotional, make you look back on like your roots and your history and be like, wow, I've actually came a long way. I've learned a lot. Now I'm ready to kind of change things up regarding my perspective. 10th house, full moon in the 10th house could be career, hair, social media, new job, anything regarding like how people see you on a public scale, or like how people are taking in your career, things that you've mastered, things that you've worked for a long time. You get to see a bonus payment come in for that, like maybe like a promotion, or maybe like you end up quitting your job and working starting your own business, and now this is the month when this is the full moon, this is around the time when you start to finally see you're no longer like bleeding out money, you're starting to make money from that business. A lot of changes regarding, like I said, your career, how you're viewed on a public scale, your social media. This could be you losing and or gaining a lot of weight, some plastic surgery, something with your physical appearance. But from a place where people wouldn't know you, like if you're famous, if you are a celebrity, this would definitely be a major change to your career as well. 11th house of long-term goals, hopes, dreams, wishes, older siblings, community, the community that we choose, our tribe. A full moon in Scorpio in this house could see you changing who you hang around, your friends. Could see you not wanting your younger siblings to be so dependent on you anymore, or you want to kind of get away and like kind of branch off and not follow your older sibling around like a puppy anymore. You kind of want to do your own thing. You've developed your own mind and opinions about things. You get more money. You decide to invest in a financial opportunity with a friend or in an organization that you really believe strongly about, or you invest money in a charity, or you end up getting money from a charity. Something on a major scale, because 11th house is more like collective energy. So Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, this kind of financial energy, this emotional energy, it could kind of see you doing something on a grand scale, like I said, giving back to people that you feel like really need it, being more altruistic at this time, looking out for the underdog. 12th house, we have a full moon coming in 12th house, a house of retreat, asylums, hospitals, feet, sensuality, bed pleasures, creativity, corresponding with Neptune and the sign of Pisces. So full moon in Scorpio in this house can definitely see you wanting more sleep, basically working from home more, spending more time with a lover, having more sex, having more time spent away, hitting away with an intimate person, just that person, being booed up. This could be the time when you're just like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of working so much. I just want to be in bed, or we just came back from a vacation. I just want to lay up with boo and just catch up on Netflix, my Netflix series. Also, this could be a time when you find yourself going back to work, if you do work in a hospital, or if you do have some kind of like ailing kind of health issue. You will see yourself in the hospital at this time. Also, this is a house of meditation and yoga. You can see yourself doing something very creative, or getting away just to kind of meditate and just kind of be at peace with yourself, diving deeper into your like own emotional awareness, and just kind of like de-stressing, trying to like get away from the public and not trying to do too much, because the Scorpio is very like hidden as well. Also like money, or some kind of like payment, or you getting money from working from home seems to have you being able to kick your feet up and not do too much. That's what I have for this full moon, for all the energies. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I post. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the Venus series up next.